Hi everyone, welcome. We are in week 3 of module 4 and our focus is on fantasy. This week we have our second literature study due on the Hunger Games, and we will also be completing a reading organizer on fantasy. So of course the first thing we do, as we know, is we click on the overview tab of the week. And let's see what is laid out for us. Of course, that we need to read our module reading of fantasy, and that will help you complete your reading organizer that is due on Tuesday of this third week in module 4. Then your focus is simply going to be on the Hunger Games. And this is how we complete our assignment. You are going to be creating a ball. It's called a Bloom's ball, and it requires you to print out the template. So you must have a printer because it is something you're going to do at home. You need to click on the template, and I'm just going to open it here. And the template looks like this. You must print out 12 of these sheets, because you are going to be creating a round sphere-like ball, and you must have 12 of these sides. So wherever you can get a printer, please plan on printing out 12 of these template slides. And once you have done so, you will be creating a Bloom's ball. So this is what you have to do. Each one of those template slides is where you will complete a portion of the assignment. It is going in the order of Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy, if you're familiar with this particular philosophy, goes in an order. So it can go from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. So if we're starting from the lowest order of Bloom's, it's remember. Then we go up to understand. Then we go up to apply. Then we are at analyze, then we go to evaluate, and then finally we go to create. So that is starting from the bottom of Bloom's all the way to the top. Bloom's taxonomy is a theory of teaching that teachers use in the classroom to help build upon cognitive skills. So typically they're going to start at the remember section with remember assignments, then they will slowly go up to understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. And the idea is that we just layer upon these types of cognitive activities that will then help students get maximum understanding of the content. So your assignment is to choose one section of the book. Now, the Hunger Games is broken up into 3 sections. It says Section 1, Section 2, or Section 3. This is a very long book. You are only needing to focus on one particular section, and that is your choice. It is broken up in the book, and I cannot choose that section for you. Then you will use the prompts to help you to create each of your circles. So I like to start at remember and work my way up in the order of Bloom's. So my recommendation, start here at remember. You're going to use 2 circles, which is 2 printouts of your template. The first circle requires that you just write the title, author, and copyright date of the book. That's all you have to do. If you want to make it pretty with some color, I recommend you do that just because it makes it pretty, but it is not required. The next circle is that you need to write 4 interesting facts about the author. Please elaborate here and go into detail about the author. It just makes it more interesting, so you need to do that research on your own. The next layer, we are on to understand, and we will use 1 circle. This is where you're going to use your artistic abilities and draw a picture of the main character, which is Katniss, and write a description of her, including her personality traits. If you are not the world's greatest author, then that's fine. I am not either. If you could see my drawings, you would laugh. But I will not be laughing at your drawing. I will just be very proud of you for doing your best. So draw a picture of Katniss and then write a detailed description, including her personality traits, on that circle. Then you'll move up to apply. You'll need 2 circles here. First one, you want to draw a picture of one of the settings from that particular section that you've chosen to use to focus on your assignment, and describe it. So this is a picture of the setting with a written description of the setting. Use details here. Then you're going to write 3 questions in your next circle of what you would ask the author or any character, Katniss, Peeta, or anyone else, from this particular section of the story. So if you have a question for the author, then that's great. 3 questions. Or if you have 3 questions for something you would ask the character, then that's great. So use your imagination here. What would you like to know more if you were to ask them just about this specific section of the story? We're not looking at the story as a whole, just the section you're focusing on. Then you're going to move up to analyze. You need 4 circles here. First circle or template is you're going to draw a picture of a surprising part of the section of the story, something that surprised you, and describe it in detail. So I need a beautiful picture of your best drawing and then describe it in detail of why that was surprising to you. The next circle is write the main events that summarize that section of the story. So the first circle focuses on the beginning. So that should be 2 to 3 sentences of the main things that occurred in the beginning of the section you're focusing on. The second circle, the main events that summarize the middle part of that section. That should be about 3 to 4 sentences because the middle is typically longer than the beginning. And then your last circle here for analyze is the main events that summarize the end of your section. These are not drawings, they are simply summaries. You do not have to include drawings on these beginning, middle, and end circles. Then you've moved up to evaluate. 1 circle here. This is where you're going to use higher level thinking and you're going to predict what might have happened if the problem in this particular section was not solved. So if there is a problem in this section, and what would happen if that problem was not solved? So you're going to have to, use your cognitive abilities here and think to yourself, what would have happened in at least 5 sentences? This should fill up your whole circle. Then you're moving on to the highest level of blooms where we're at create. You're going to use 2 of your 2 last circles that you printed out. And the first circle is you're rating the book on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest. And you're telling us why or why not would you not recommend this book to a friend, and give 5 sentences here. There needs to be evidence. So if it should not say, I would not recommend this book because I didn't like it. That's not it. There should be 5 sentences here with evidence on really what makes you like the book or what makes you not like the book. It should be detailed here. And your last circle is explain why you believe that the author wrote this story. So this is your highest level of Bloom's taxonomy. So why do you think that she wrote this story? If you are a big fan of the Hunger Games, you know that there are 2 additional books that go along with this. So what do you think her inspiration was? If you're doing research on the author, then maybe you can get some insight on why she wrote the story, but I want you to really come up with the reasons yourself on why you think she wrote it. Okay, so in our, so that is the ball, but then you need to put the ball together. So over here, it gives a teeny tiny thumbnail of what the ball looks like. It doesn't open to a bigger section. So I have taught this course on campus, and I am happy to say that I have some pictures to share. So let's see, here is one of them. Your ball should be 12-sided. You can see here that the content is within this section here, and then the outside tabs are used to fold up and staple together. So cut out all of your circles in a circle form, leave these little tabs here. You're going to fold up each of the 12 circle tabs, and then carefully staple the sections together. It doesn't matter what section or what circle is touching the other section. It doesn't matter. But ultimately, it should be creating this big ball here. I have another picture. It looks like this. See how we can see the illustrations and the content, and then the tabs are stapled together, and it has created a big, beautiful ball. And of course, here is a multiple ball photograph of the blooms balls. This is a beautiful technique or assignment to use in a classroom. So my goal here is not only are you completing a very cool higher level thinking Bloom taxonomy assignment in your college level course, but as future educators, you're gathering a tool that you might use in your classroom as you complete book studies or book reports. This can be done as a group assignment. It could also be done individually depending on the grade level. I will post these pictures on our Canvas page, but for now, just hopefully these visuals will help you put it together. The assignment requires that your submission be a photo of each of your slides. So there's going to be 13 in total photographs of your Bloom's ball that you submit. 12, because I have to be able to read each individual slide. I cannot read it on the ball. So I want to see, before you staple it, or after, if you want to take it once it's stapled, a photo of each of the 12 circles so that I can read the content, and then an image, a photograph of your completed ball, just like it is here. Oops. Just like it is here. So a photo of your completed ball as well as the individual images. This is a really fun assignment. I hope you do have fun with it. If you have any questions or any disasters that come up with stapling your ball, I understand. But I really want you to have a physical ball for yourself, especially as future educators. They turn out beautiful, as you can tell. So you'll be very proud of yourself when you have completed it. Okay, everybody, that is what is due for our last week of Module 4. And we have a couple more minutes left on this video. So just as we go back to our overview tab, we do, of course, have stuff to be looking ahead to. We will be having reading commentary number 8 on historical fiction. So here is the link here to books that you might want to check out for historical fiction. We also have another upcoming literature study, which is going to come up pretty quickly in the next module. It's Boy in the Striped Pajamas. This is a book you're going to want to check out from the library pretty soon, or download onto your e-reader, or buy if you prefer that. But this book gets checked out pretty quick. So I know it's hard, you know, you're just completing your literature study for Hunger Games, but you do need to be thinking ahead to Boy in the Striped Pajamas. You need a physical copy of this book in order to complete the assignment. So as we know, just look ahead, always be planning ahead, and then you will avoid all the last minute panic that that can ensue when we don't look ahead. Okay, everybody, I hope you have a great week. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, please email me through Canvas. Have an excellent week, and I will see you in Module 5. Bye!